Hello, everybody. So I just finished episode 4. Wanted to show off the Charlie Barron's Wisconsin shirt there. Keep her moving. So I just finished episode 4, and wow, yeah. So episode 4 mainly deals with, well, Lynn Hartman, really. Obviously, you still have Zellner in there explaining certain things. So we do get a pretty interesting segment kind of near the end of it where they're talking to Josh Radant, and they're explaining how somebody could have pulled up on the road that Josh Radant once used to go up and talk to Steven. Somebody could have done that. They would have been visible to the guard officers that were there guarding the property during the investigation and stuff like that. So a lot of interesting stuff there with Josh Radant, of course. And then we have like I was saying, all that stuff with Lynn. Lynn, those of you who may not know what I'm talking about, Lynn Hartman was somebody that was supposed to be. She was gonna marry Steven. She was, they got engaged and everything. It ended up, she went on Dr. Phil, and everything. When it comes down to it, Lynn Hartman, for me, first of all, you have to understand where Steven's at. In terms of romantic, relationships and things like that, Steven's still a teenager. For the most part, or, mentally in his early 20s. Why is that? Well, that's because all but a handful of his adult years have been in prison. So he hasn't had the ability to learn and interact with women a whole lot in that way. Obviously had Jody and stuff, but Jody has her own issues. Look at Jody. She has clear substance abuse problems. You don't believe me? She just got picked up again a couple days ago for driving under the influence again. Jody has substance problems, so that may not have been the healthiest and most best relationship for Steven to learn from in terms of, building his maturity and his emotional maturity and things like that. So you have to understand that Steven, in the first place, is from a place of somewhat, emotional immaturity, especially when it comes to relationships. And then you have Lynn Hartman, who was married to a cop. She tells you he was a cop for 30 years or whatever. She was married to him, and they got divorced or whatever. And what did she do? She immediately runs to the arms of an inmate. The exact opposite, of the man she had been married to. This for me shows a clear tendency with Lynn. Because after then she went on Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil was able to plant the seeds of doubt in her mind and was able to make her question what she had decided to do. And when she decided that, and when he did that, it created doubt in her mind, and suddenly she didn't really want to get married to Steven. Suddenly all the reality of it was starting to set in. And so she decided to cash in. Like I said, she decides to cash in and sell her story and everything. And where does she end up at? She ends up in the camp of those who believe that Steven Avery is guilty, because once again, she's running away from one situation into the arms of a group or a community of people who will accept her now that she's mad at Steven and thinks he's guilty and thinks he should rot in hell, whatever words she may use, right? So that whole thing is a fiasco to me. Obviously, yeah, Steven doesn't have the emotional maturity. Unfortunately. But at least he has a pretty darn good excuse that most of his adult years have been spent in prison. Not exactly sure what Lynn's excuse is for her kind of lack of emotional maturity. The way that she just runs away from one situation to another, then decides, oh, that one's not good, and runs away from that situation to another, ultimately ending up in the ranks of those who believe that Steven and or Brendan are guilty. So, hi, Lori Bowes. yeah, I imagine a lot of people are learning a lot from this here. It's like I said, and I've been saying this so far in every live broadcast, but it's just really, really great to see the representations, the all the experiments that they're doing, and to be able to visually see a lot of these things that are happening, I think is just absolutely spectacular. That alone makes this worth it for me. So I think maybe we might have to. I might just have to go ahead and watch the rest. Yeah, it is crazy. I might go ahead and have to just watch the rest of the episodes, and then tonight, it'll probably be maybe sometime around. I want to try to make it 5 o'clock here in. So look between 5 and 8, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock. That's when, after watching all of it, I'll go live and we'll do a long live session. Hopefully, a lot of people will have had a chance to watch all 10 episodes by that point, and we can get more people up in here talking about it and stuff like that. So hopefully that's what we can do here. So Eastern, like I said, would be around 8, because if like Making a Murderer started at 12 midnight Pacific time, so I'm saying between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock, somewhere in there is where I will go live, because that's basically a 3-hour range. So 8 o'clock is, I guess, the short answer for you there, Eastern. Anybody else? Nope. Only 7 watching. Okay, so either people are just busy right now and can't make it in here, which is likely. I mean, a lot of people probably are working today. So, like I said, I will go ahead and log back on and do another live session. I'll try to go through all the episodes here and hopefully get back online somewhere between the hours of 5 and 9, possibly. I hope to finish as soon as possible, but maybe I might need an extra hour. So somewhere between the hours of 5 and 9, look for a notification from me to go in live to recap the entire series. So, hey, we'll see you guys.